the way to success is to have a lot of things going on in your life. But with that being said, a lot of things going on in your life, you definitely still have to make time and room for family. But what I've realized is that in these past 2 years, I've been trying out a lot of different things in my personal life and in business, I guess you could say. And I've kind of stepped into this role um, almost unknowingly, but I've stepped into this role of entrepreneurship, I guess. And it wasn't something that was, that happened overnight, but it's happened over many nights. And I guess I kind of manifested it, but I'm not really sure if that's the really right, accurate word for it, because I've been just working towards it without even really knowing it. So, what I mean by that is that in the past 2 years, I've started working on so many different things in my life and doing like house renovations, um, picked up some extra like hobbies like running, for example. And what I've realized is that all of these things actually lead up to a successful life, because at any given moment when I wake up in the morning time, I'm really excited to be alive and awake, and I'm really excited like for the day. And the reason for that is because I have so many different things that I could start working on and I can continue working on. And if I don't feel like doing one thing, I just work on the next thing. So if I don't feel like running for the day, or I don't feel like doing a different exercise, I just go for a walk or I do some workouts at home. And what I've realized is that all of the things that you are constantly doing and pushing forward on yourself is keeping you successful by building this web that is your life. And you constantly are doing things that excite you and that push you and that motivate you for your life. And you understand that it's like all of the things that you are doing is your life. And you don't necessarily have to be in this type of field that I'm in, where you're doing like a million different things. And in like the entrepreneurship space, you could be just working a regular, what they call 9 to 5 job. You could be working any sort of job. Usually what happens is that people that are working their regular job is that they drop all their hobbies. They're exhausted from their work and they're exhausted from their life and just doing things that they're not actually into, or things that they don't actually like. And the only way to change that is to start changing yourself, changing your habits, and changing the things that you do. And when you start doing that, you start falling back in love with your life and you start building the reality that you want to live in. Reality doesn't change outside of you, it actually just changes inside of you. And you build the reality that is true for you, the things that you want to do. Because the reality is, the way that I see it, is like, it's a wonderful life. But I'm pretty sure there's tons of people out there and their reality is completely different. And for them, it's a horrible life and it's a horrible world that we live in. But that's because they haven't taken the, opportunity to build that wonderful life that others have. And I'm not saying like every single day is sunshine and roses by me, but it certainly gets close to it because I build it. I push forward to that. I have different things that, motivate me and that drive me. And that's definitely something that you should do in your life, is start doing the things that motivate and push you. And even if they turn out not to be that successful, maybe in compared to somebody else, but it's your version of that hobby, of what you want to do. And everybody does it differently. And what I've realized, especially on this platform, is that with social media, is that you can see that everybody has a hobby and everybody does something, and everybody does it differently in their own way and in their own style. And that should motivate you to do it in your way and how you want to do it. So get out there and start building the web of your life, and you'll find out that that life can be really successful when you just pick and choose the things that you want to do, and it doesn't necessarily have to equal out to money. Peace.